Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. And, well, this video is basically going to be a continuation of the last video. So, for those of you that didn't see the last video, I was talking mainly about the charter objection that was put forward by two of our city councilors, but the charter objection was brought to the council by our Ward 2 City Councilor, Charles Cronick, and it was seconded by our Ward 7 City Councilor, Tony Mafuccio, and that was a charter objection to the mayor's fiscal year 2023 budget. Because of that charter objection, and when it was done, and because the Ward 7 councilor seconded the charter objection, it stopped all discussions on the debate of the budget and pushed it forward to the next city council meeting. But with that being said, the next city council meeting, scheduled city council meeting, was past the deadline. So what happened is the mayor's fiscal budget passed by default. It automatically went through. I don't understand how that saved the city any money whatsoever. I really don't. I don't see where the good came out of that. Our Ward 2 City Councilor, Charles Cronick, said he would come on for an interview. I don't know if he's still going to or not. He's more than welcome to if he wants to come on today. I know the rest of the week is pretty busy. But then I got into an article that our Ward 2 councilor shared to his personal social media pages from a local blog, I guess you'd call it, some sort of generic media. And it was one of the most foul, disgusting articles I've ever read. And I mentioned it in the last video, so if you want to scroll down the page, and that way I don't have to say the same thing twice, which I've already said a lot of it, but you can watch it there. But basically, this online blog just rips apart our city council and our mayor, but mainly the city council, not on policy at all. On their looks, on their sexual orientation, things they have no control over. Their hair. He just ripped everyone apart. And I mentioned that. I thought that was disgusting. I thought it was trash. I thought it was filth. It was really disgusting stuff. He mentioned our city council president in a context that he said he was, I'm sorry to say this on a Monday morning, but he said he was masturbating to Playgirl magazine, basically. Those are his words. That's not verbatim. What he said was worse. He said he was stickying up the pages of Playgirl magazine. And just went through every city councilor, tearing them to pieces on that kind of stuff. Basically cyberbullying. And this online blog has a few people on there. He thinks he's some big deal or something, but he has a few people on there that it's all anonymous. Nobody really puts their name out there. They don't have the guts to do that. So they anonymously, under these pseudonyms, just start ripping apart and bullying people. And I don't think there's any place for that in our community. You want to talk about policy and what you don't like? I'm not a fan of this administration at all. But so I mentioned that. And he decided to do another article, which I guess he put out last night or today. And he didn't mention me by name. I wish he would. Not that, he'll say something dumb like, I'm looking for attention, or he won't. Yeah, okay, I want access to your 40 followers. But he called me a wannabe, basically, and I know he's referring to me, local wannabe podcasters or something like that, which is comical. But he went on in today's article to continue with his hate. And again, not about policy. He went on, he's picking on the city council president again, and this time about his weight and his eating habits. Real classy stuff. just something, a dirtball would do. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And he also went on to pick on poor Brittany Polito, who's a writer for iBerkshires, just tearing her apart in the Berkshire Eagle. So I'm going to reach out to some of the people at the Eagle and iBerkshires, and let's see if we can all get together once a week and we can counter this this so-called blog or whatever. We can counter his posts because it's just filling more and more hate in the community. And someone said that the sheriff has agreed to come on that platform for a debate. Now, this online blogger who thinks he's something special says he's the voice for the little guy. I think he's referring to himself. I think since he always picks on people's physical presence, I think when he says voice of the little guy, he's talking about himself. But the sheriff, I guess, is supposed to be coming on this platform for a debate or something like that, and his challenger, Alf Barbalunga. So I'm going to reach out to Alf, and I'm going to reach out to Pudge and see if the sheriff, and see if that's the case. And supposedly my following is small enough where it could fit in a phone booth. I love this guy's references, magazines and phone booths. Phone booths. And magazines, okay. So anyway, I'm going to reach out to the sheriff. And if that's the case, if they're going to go on that platform, anyone who will appear on that platform, because this is the kind of hate and bullying he's pushing, I'm not standing for it. So everyone has the right to do that, but anyone who appears on that platform, I'm not going to invite you on mine. And supposedly my audience is almost non-existent anyways. It's so small, nobody's even paying attention. So I'm sure that won't hurt anybody. But, and I hope this individual calls me out by name. I really hope he does, because it's on. It's on. I will dedicate every day, if I have to, till that kind of crap is gone from our community. And I don't like this administration. Period. I'm not pleased with Mayor Tyer's administration. I think Mayor Tyer is one of the worst mayors in the city's history, if you want me to be completely honest. I really do. Under her administration, crime has gotten out of control. The city is just a mess. They're implementing and trying all these different things, and they're just trying things, like with what they've done with North Street and bike lanes. And now we're hearing about the disaster of this roundabout on Tyler Street, and everything that they have implemented and have done seems to have been a mess, a disaster. They've added more money to that city budget under her administration than any other administration in previous years of the city's history. The largest increases have been under this mayor. We spend, and it's not really, it doesn't appear to be in the right places. We just keep creating new administrative positions, and and the way these type of governments work, it's a lot of cronyism, favoritism, friends get jobs, that kind of things. Let's not forget that the mayor and her husband were heavily involved in the last district attorney's race, where Mayor Tyer endorsed our current DA, and her husband, I think, was one of the campaign managers. And same with city councilors. They all got involved in that too. I don't know if any of them are going to do that this year, but everything we're seeing, that's why I don't like this administration. It's nothing personal. I don't like this administration. I don't think she's a good mayor. So I'm not, let's not confuse that. But this site spewing hate and bullying and cyberbullying into our community, this individual going after Peter Marchetti at a time in Peter Marchetti's life where he recently lost his spouse. And this guy is just jab after jab after jab, and not on policy, not on the budget, not on any of those things, on his weight, on his sexual orientation, on all those things, on his, just ripping him apart and trying to really push somebody over the edge and hurt them as much as they can at a difficult time in their life. And that's more than messed up. Nobody in this community should stand for that. And I highly doubt, I know the sheriff very well, And I highly doubt, I can't imagine Sheriff Bowler would go on a platform like that. I can't imagine that. If that's really true, I'm shocked. I'm going to call the sheriff today and find out if that is the truth. I would be shocked. The sheriff's social media accounts has 3 times the following of that little rinky-dink blog. He wouldn't do that. I don't believe that. And I don't think Alf Barbalunga would do that either. And I'm going to reach out to Alf this morning, and if any of them see this before I reach out to them, I hope they reach out to me. Because I don't have contact information for Alf, but I do with the sheriff. But really, I feel like I'm hung up on this right now because I feel like what this blog is doing, it has caused so much damage in our community. And this guy, he claims to be, again, the voice of the little guy or some crap like that. And he's the only legitimate one. I'm a wannabe. Everyone else is a wannabe. The Berkshires are wannabes, and the Eagle is a wannabe. He's the only one who's right. And let me guess then, let me see here. If he's been doing this all this time, for decades, and he's the only one who's right, and he's the only one who's the voice of the little guy, then how come after all these years, after decades of him doing this, this is the government we have, and these are the elected officials we have? Obviously, his message ain't getting through to anybody. All he's doing is hurting the community. Nobody's listening to that crap. I hope not, anyway. But the fact that it's out there hurting people, the damage that it does do, there should be zero tolerance for that. Zero, period. It's hate speech. It's bullying. It's wrong. It's got nothing to do with policy. It's picking on people's looks. There's all sorts of racist innuendos and sexist innuendos, and whether he sees that or not, I don't care. And again, like I said in the last video, he must be a perfect specimen of a human being to be able to rip apart everybody's looks. I hope he comes after me. I hope he talks about my looks. Talk about my hats or how I dress. Why don't you say that my nose is too big or something's wrong with my face? I really wish this guy would do that. I really do, because it's on, bud. You're starting a war. You might win a battle or two, but you won't win the war. Because there's no room for hate in our community. None. Zero. So I'll be reaching out to all those people today. And then, there's a lot of other really cool, positive stuff coming up. I've got some stuff coming up with Jim Bronson at your CBD store. Jim's a great guy, and that's a very cool business in the community, and I'm excited to be doing some stuff with him. And he's willing to do a really cool special promo for It's Pittsfield Tonight. I've got some other stuff coming up with Pittsfield Rye Bakery that I'm going to be filming up there. Great facility. So back on, promoting our businesses, back to, getting work done. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Also, coming up July 2nd, the Beat the Streets tournament. And this side's bigger. My friend Desheen Moore puts this on. And it is a basketball tournament. It starts July 2nd at Dorothy Amos Park. Age groups 14 to 17 and then 18 to 38. So there's all sorts of different age group brackets. There's going to be referees on site for each game. There's prizes and trophies. It's a really cool tournament, and it's just to do a positive thing in the community and provide a positive outlet for our young people and all people who want to get involved. I think it's great that they have all these different age brackets for that. So I'm really excited about that. Desheen and I have had a tough time connecting just because we've both been so busy. Desheen is a very active father and business owner and all these other things on top of it. So we've missed each other over and over this summer so far, but I'll be catching them for that. So there's all that positive stuff coming up, but please, people, stop with the hate. Don't support platforms like that. If it's not about policy and it's about making fun of how people look, things we have no control over. Nobody has control over how they're born and what they look like. And this little man is going to sit there and start publicly bullying and ripping people apart to try to push them over the edge. Unacceptable, beyond unacceptable. We cannot tolerate that in our community, period. And I will not have anyone on this platform that will go on that platform. I don't care. It's not happening. Because this isn't about me. So, all right. Well, that's it on that. Oh, in the John Krol Show, I am going to be recording with John tomorrow night. And again, that won't be about politics. It's just about me. And it's not a campaign move. I don't know if I'm going to run for anything or not. That's up to you guys. I'm not one of those people who can see myself door to door going, hi, vote for me. I'm going to fix everything. I hate the way politics work. It's going to be up to you people out there. If the majority of the public wants me to run for something and be involved in something, I will definitely do that. And I'll do it for the community. But I will never make it about myself. I can't do that. I'd feel ridiculous. It's got to be about what's best for the community. And what I can promise, the main thing I can promise is honesty, transparency, effective communication, and getting everybody involved. Because no one person has the answers. You got to have honesty and openness and transparency. That's the main job of a mayor. The mayor is not going to learn every department. The mayor's job is to put the most qualified, best people in those positions of department head. That's a mayor's job. And then the mayor's job is to communicate effectively with the constituents of the city and make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all getting involved and the public knows that there's true, open transparency. That's the job of a mayor. But we'll get into that later. So anyways, that'll be coming up with the John Krol Show. I don't know when John will air it, but I was overwhelmed with the response from that post. That's a lot of people to fit in a phone booth. So I can't believe that many of you responded. So that is it for now. I'll find out what's going on with Councilor Cronick, if he's still coming on or not, or if he chooses to be part of that other platform, then that's fine too. But I don't know if there's going to be a spot here, if that's the case. And I will find out what's going on with the sheriff's race, and I will more than happily host a debate here to a much bigger audience of people who are actually interested in the betterment of the community. All right, so for the 100th time, that is it for now. Everyone take care, be good, take care of yourselves, be nice to each other. Disagree like adults, but be nice to each other. And I'll catch you all in the next day or two.